Hi all, was the Punch Out TV. How are you all doing on this Thursday evening? Hope you're all well out there. I quickly want to talk about so-called supposed to be a rematch in February between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. It's not been confirmed yet, but that's the talk what's going around in the boxing world. Now, for me, at first, even when like last week when I heard Eddie saying that you've got one last fight left in Riyadh season, and that could potentially be a rematch with Daniel Dubois. And at first, I thought, well, what's the point? He got beat, and he got beat. He got a good ass whooping, but then I've had time to think about it this week, and I've heard a few channels going on about it and stuff like that. And I think an immediate rematch, this is just my personal view, I think an immediate rematch, I think is the right thing to do. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've heard a couple of channels saying, oh, he should have a few tune-up fights and see what happens with Fury and stuff like this. But I if it's February, is it the 21st of February or something like that? It's supposed to be February. We've only just hit October, so you've got 4 months to prepare. You've got 4 months to prepare for Daniel Dubois. Now, I don't believe, me personally, and if AJ does take this immediate rematch, I actually give the guy praise, because I think this is just me. If I lost a fight in the manner how he did, and if you got that belief in yourself, you think, you can beat him. If he has got that belief, then I think that's the right thing to do, because I'd be pissed and I'd want to put that wrong right. So I wouldn't bother with a few tune-up fights. Why have a few tune-up fights? I think if he does do that, I think that's the right thing to do. Jump straight in there. Because even though Dubois beat him and beat him comfortable, there's nothing to say that Anthony Joshua couldn't beat him. Me personally, I don't think he does, because I don't believe that Anthony Joshua's got that hunger in his belly anymore. But I could be wrong, of course I could. Some people might think this is a bit crazy, but I just believe I'm that type of person. If I failed at something, or I didn't pass something or achieve something, I'd want to have another crack at it. Now, if he doesn't beat him, then I think it's time for him to sail off into the sunset. I really do. I'm not trying to be horrible to the guy. I just think you've had 2 fights now. It's time to move over. The same with Fury and Usyk. If this fight happens in December, which I don't think it will, but if it does and Usyk beats Fury, then I think it's time that these so-called elite heavyweights move over and let Parker fight Dubois, let Parker fight Usyk, let Caballero fight Dubois, let him fight Usyk again, because let him fight Usyk or Dubois, because I do believe that these are being held back because of these heavyweights. So, at first, like I say, I was all against a rematch, thinking, what's the point? But you've had a second roll of the dice, and if you can't do it, then that's it for me. Fury got beat comfortable off Usyk, but he gets a crack again. But to be fair, he was a champion, he had a belt. Whereas Daniel Dubois had the belt and AJ didn't. But if he's got that belief in himself and that hunger, and his team have, then I'm a big believer that he's doing the right thing going straight in for an immediate rematch. Now, like I say, people might think I'm crazy, but I'm just saying, as me, if I was Anthony Joshua, I'd want to put that to bed and put it to bed as soon as possible. Like I say, he's got plenty of time for a good training camp to work on his technique to try and get that W over Daniel Dubois. But for me, he never got the jab going, and I think that's a critical part for Anthony Joshua, to hold centre of the ring and use his jab and push Dubois back. But Dubois, and people keep saying, "Oh, this awful performance from Anthony Joshua," but I don't think he had a performance. I just think Daniel Dubois just took it away from him. He never let, like I've said before many times, he never let him get out of the starting blocks. So I wouldn't say it was a bad performance. I just think Dubois he was all over him like a rash from as soon as the bell went. Now, has Anthony Joshua got that desire in his belly, the hunger? Me personally, I think he hasn't, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But then again, he might have. He might have, to save his career or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think. It's a bit of a funny way how you look at it, because people will be saying, "Oh, Loz, you're crazy. He's finished. He's washed up," and stuff like that. And I think we all say stuff like that. No one more than me when fighters get beat. Do you know what I mean? I think us fight fans are very quick to jump the gun and say someone's finished. Whether they've had a beating or they got beat on points, whatever. I think us fight fans can be very critical. Like I say, no one more than me. I've done it, but I try not to do that as much anymore. I'm critical of fighters, yeah, of course I am, especially ped cheats and duckers. And that's another thing, if you look at it as well. If he, sorry, my belly's rumbling, I'm starving. That's what I was going to say, another way how you look at it. If he doesn't take the rematch, then will people be saying that he ducked him? Because Frank Warren says he wants the rematch. Daniel Dubois says, yeah, go again. Eddie Hearn doesn't want the rematch, but Joshua says he does. Now, I don't know if there is a rematch clause. I don't know, because I think Frank Warren said there isn't, and Eddie Hearn said there is. So I don't know. The more than likely is there will be a rematch. There will be. But if it comes out there is a rematch and Anthony Joshua doesn't take it, will he get criticised for ducking? I don't know. Maybe not as much, because people will be saying, because he's going to get hammered again. But then there will be some people what will say that if he didn't take the rematch, he was ducking. He ducked him. I don't know. It's a funny thing to look at. I've been racking my brains about this for the last few hours. But I'm a strong believer. I think, fuck the tune-ups. Sod them off. Just go straight in for it. Study the tape. Just keep studying the tape and look where you went wrong. Look what you've got to do. Is he going to get a new trainer? I don't think that's helped him in his career. This chopping and changing of trainers. But I don't know. Will he change trainers? I don't know. It's a funny situation, but like I say, I give the guy credit if he goes and takes this rematch and sods off the tune-ups. Let me know what you think. From rabbiting on now. I'll chop this. We can talk about this more Saturday. It'll be live Saturday. Yeah, I haven't done much this week. In fact, this is the only video I've made because there's not a lot happening. But we've got a load of fights coming up next week. Can't wait for next weekend. Got looking forward to Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark, Beterbiev and Bivol. And other ones. I'm looking forward to that Chris Billion Smith and is it Zerdo, whatever he's called. I'm looking forward to that fight as well. That's in a couple of weeks. But peace out anyway. I'll catch you on Saturday.